Hello students, good morning to one and all. So today we have taken the second chapter of second or third chapter of your this is not second but third chapter of your English textbook. Okay, it is not a poem but it is a prose. Okay, so welcome to all of you for this online class. So the new topic you can see it. Okay, Nelson Mandela. Okay, the new topic for you is Nelson Mandela. It is not a poem but it is a prose. Or taken from your is an English textbook. Hope all of you might be having, or I do not know how many of you are having this textbook, but let's read this one and understand it. I will go each and every sentences and each and every words and each and every this paragraph of this chapter, and I will explain to you in detail so that you will not be having any difficulties regarding this chapter. So if you have any difficulties after the end of this video, kindly make a comment below. Okay, and some of the words I have written here, some of the difficult words. What there are some more difficult words. Okay, there are in this chapter, but here it is not possible to write now all of them. When I write the question and answer, that time I will include all the difficult words for you all. So that time you can learn it. Okay, this one one day or 2 days. Okay, within this 1 day or 2 days I will send to you all the question and answer in the PDF form. So let's begin today's new topic, Nelson Mandela. So you know that he is a very famous person. So he is not unknown to anyone, okay, in and around the world. So you know that he is also a person of big personality and big big works. Okay, we can tell that so many things we can attribute to that big personality Nelson Mandela. Okay, he is from where? From South Africa. Okay. So dear students, let's begin. One activity is there in the beginning of this book, but that I am not going to discuss right now. I will tell you in the PDF form, or else I will let you know when the school is reopened. Okay, let's begin immediately after the okay, let's begin this class very fast. So let me read it, okay, and tell you little something about this our topic in general. This is basically this topic is basically about this our freedom. Okay, the freedom. You know that the meaning of freedom. Okay, when what is this? India also was under British rule. That time also we fought for the freedom. So this man also has fought for the freedom for his country and for his own people. Okay, this is how that is how he has narrated. It is an autobiography. Okay, autobiography means the person one who writes his own life story. Okay, that only he has written here. Okay, and this is topic name is Nelson Mandela, and he has also written, the same person has written the same topic. Okay, so let's read it. I will read one of the passage. In the extract from his autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, Mandela speaks about a historic occasion, the inauguration. Can you guess what the occasion might be? Check your guess with this new item from BBC, 10th May 1994. Okay, when it is 10th May 1994. Okay, so on this day, what happened you will see? I am going to read it. This day, remember the date. Mandela becomes the South Africa's first black president. Nelson Mandela has become the South Africa's first black president after more than 3 centuries of white rule. Mr. Mandela's African National Congress Party won 252 of 400 seats. Okay, how much? 252 of how much? 400 seats. Okay, 252 out of 400 seats. So what I am reading is it was published in the newspaper on 10th May 1994. Okay, from BBC. Then the inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Buildings of Amphitheatre in Pretoria. Today, attended by the politicians and dignitaries for more than 140 countries around the world. Never again will the beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another, said Nelson Mandela in his address. Jubilant scenes on the street in Pretoria followed the ceremonies with blacks, whites and colors celebrating together. More than 10 lakh South African men, women and children, all are raised, sung and danced with joy. So this is the extract from the BBC newspaper. Okay. So on this day, and there was a inauguration ceremony was held. Where it was held? In Pretoria. Okay. In Pretoria, amphitheatre. Amphitheatre means the building without roof. Okay, walls will be there, but no roof. Okay, usually this kind of things are found during the time of Greece. Okay, this amphitheatre. So in that one, okay, that inauguration ceremony was held. Okay, so dignitaries means what the chief guests and so on. Okay, from 140 countries came to attend that inauguration ceremony, where Nelson Mandela became the first black president. Okay, because they were ruled by the white peoples. Okay, after fighting freedom, okay, after fighting for the freedom, he became the first black president of South Africa on 10th May 1994. Okay, this was an extract from the newspaper. So you know this concept of this topic. So with this topic, let's begin our class. So by paragraph. Okay. 10th May dawned bright and clear. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. The inauguration would be largest gathering ever of international leaders on South Africa soil. See in the first chapter, in the first paragraph, what is mentioned is that one. And the inauguration ceremony is taking place. Okay, because Nelson Mandela is going to be the first black president of South Africa after getting their freedom. Okay, so, but that inauguration ceremony is besieged. Okay, besieged means you see that besieged means to be surrounded. Okay, when he was taking pledge, or else when he was taking, when he was taking the pledge to be a president, that time he was besieged or else surrounded. Okay, surrounded by the many guests or else dignitaries from different countries. That is written in the first sentence. First paragraph. The next one is the ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre formed by the Union Buildings in Pretoria. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy, and now it was the site of a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. Okay, so in the second paragraph, what Nelson Mandela is telling that one, the conflicts or the problem what they had, okay, with this white skinned people. Okay, they ruled South Africa, okay, for their profit. Okay, that is what mentioned in the second and the second paragraph. and then there was a difference between the white people and these black skinned people. Okay, the amphitheater also I have written the meaning. Okay, where that ceremony took place. And that's the second one. The third one is the next paragraph. On this day, now on that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zenani. Okay, the daughter of Nelson Mandela also was accompanied him. What is the name of her? The daughter's name is Zenani. Okay, Zenani. Okay, Zenani. On the podium, Mr. De Klerk was the first sworn in as the second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as the first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote myself to the well-being of the republic and its people. To the assembled guests and the watching world, I said. So, in the third paragraph, okay, the three persons were there to be officially there to be declared as this president or the first deputy president and the second deputy president. Okay, here the names are mentioned when the second deputy president was Mr. De Klerk. Okay, sorry, the first deputy president was Mr. De Klerk, and the second one is Thabo Mbeki. Okay, then the next, whose chance was there? Nelson Mandela's chance was there to take the pledge as the president of this is South Africa. Okay, that is the meaning of this paragraph. Then he is telling the pledge. Who? Nelson Mandela is reading out the pledge before the people. The pledge goes like this. Today all of us do, by our presence here, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long, must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud. So, in the first paragraph, because his pledge also contains 4 paragraphs contains, okay, his pledge. So the first paragraph here is mentioning that one, the difference what they have, or the feelings what the black people and the white people, the feelings what they have, it should not have in the future. That's what it is telling in the first paragraph of his pledge. Okay, the confer means a formal word to give. Okay, confer means here means to give. Formal means it is not used in official or else informal way. Okay. In the next paragraph, we who were outlaws not so long ago have today given the rare privilege to be the host to the nations of the world on our own soil. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory of justice for peace, for human dignity. Here the word is used outlaws. Okay? Outlaws here it is used. Outlaws means breaking the diplomatic relation. Because there was a order, I am explaining this next paragraph of his pledge. Okay? Because during that time in South Africa there was a difference or else there was a conflicts, okay, between these white skinned people and the black skinned people. Therefore there was no contact with the other countries. Okay, this is the this was affecting the economic system or else the political system of the South Africa country itself. Okay, that is why Mandela is telling that one hereafter it will not happen. Next, we have at last achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender and other discrimination. Okay. So in this paragraph, the Nelson Mandela is telling that one we have captured or else we have got our political emancipation. Emancipation means emancipation means freedom from the restriction. Okay, freedom from the restriction. Okay, emancipation. जिन जो पाने का हक है ना वो क्या नहीं मिलता है जिसको इसमें क्या बोलते हैं emancipation or freedom from the restriction. Okay, so in this paragraph, okay, in this what all the problems they had, okay, before the independence, that time that the problem who this Mandela is mentioning that they had poverty. Poverty means very big. Okay, then deprivation means but taking away the right from others. Okay, deprivation. And the sufferings, sufferings. Okay, तकलीफ से गुजारना. Okay, that is called sufferings. And the gender and other discrimination. Gender discrimination also they faced. I mean, it's men, women. Okay, that is gender discrimination they faced. And the next one. Never, never, never again shall it be that this beautiful land will experience the oppression of one by another. The sun shall never set on so glorious human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. So he is concluding his pledge that in the last paragraph telling that one, but never in the future this country will not experience this sort of problem. I mean the poverty or the sufferings or what all things they were facing, that they will not face in the future anymore. That is what he is telling in the last paragraph of his pledge. A few moments later, the next paragraph. A few months later, we all lifted our eyes in awe as a spectacular array of South African jets, helicopters and troops rode in perfect formation over a Union buildings. It was not only a display of a pinpoint precision and a military force, but a demonstration of a military loyalty to democracy, to a new government that had been freely or fairly elected. Only moment before, the highest general of South Africa, Defence Force and Police, their chests were checked with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. I was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before they would not have saluted but arrested me. Finally, a chevron of Impala jets left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue and gold of the new South Africa flag. Okay. So in this paragraph, Nelson Mandela is telling that one the situation or say the situation what he had or also what was there during the time of the ceremony. Okay, the people of South Africa. Okay, the dignitaries or else the South Africa Defence Force. Okay, once who had arrested him and put him in the jail for 30 years. Okay, 30 years he was in the jail. Okay, the same force today they are saluting on the paying respect. That's what Nelson Mandela is recollecting. That one, I am not unmindful, or else I don't forget that one years back. Okay, the same force those who are saluting me right now, they had put me under the bar or behind the bar. Okay, that is the meaning of this paragraph. The next one is, the day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthem and the vision of whites singing Nkosi Sikelel and blacks singing Die Stem, the old anthem of the Republic. Although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised, they would soon know the words by heart. So after the this after taking pledge, there was a time. Okay, there was time for singing their national anthem. So they had two national anthem in South Africa. Okay, the one is for this white people, and then another one is for the black people. So it was not sung for many years. They had forgotten. Okay, this national anthem. But in this paragraph, what he is telling, that one is they all of them, white and black, immediately they recollected and they got by heart and they sang beautifully together the national anthem of South Africa. This is what the poet, the writer is telling. And the next one is, one day of the inauguration I was overwhelmed with a sense of history. In the first decade of 20th century, a few years after a bitter Anglo-Boer war and before my own birth, the white-skinned people of South Africa patched up their differences, erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned people of their own land. The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, most inhuman societies the world has ever known. Now, in the last decade of the 20th century, in my own 8th decade as a man, that system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedoms of all peoples regardless of our color and their skin. So this is the today's. So this will be the today's your last paragraph. Okay. So in this last paragraph, what Nelson Mandela is telling, that one is this is white-skinned people, those who divided the country South Africa in different parts. Okay, based on this caste or religion or else gender. Okay, in this that is the harshest or else hardest time or the situation what South Africa faced. So in the future again this will not happen. This is what Nelson Mandela is telling in this paragraph. So let this be the last paragraph of today. So this is finished only half. So tomorrow or else the day after tomorrow when class is class I will get for the 10th standard. Then we shall complete it. Okay. So thank you so much for listening me patiently. So have a nice day.